Welcome back, it's 9, and today we have a lot to discuss. We've got some more information on PlayStation's March event, possible delay happening as well in terms of a console exclusive, and some surprising returns with PlayStation IP. We're also going to be talking about Housemarques New Game and what it could be according to official sources. Now, before we get into that, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now, let's kick it off with PlayStation's March event. So this comes all from the alleged insider account NGT on Twitter, and they confirmed that there is indeed an event this month. They say in quotes, even with some delays for some console exclusives, it should be a great year for PlayStation players with the announcement and release of some PlayStation IPs that does their return. A new event is definitely planned this month, and they won't be announcing all their surprises. When referring to delays for console exclusives, they say in a later tweet, according to a source, Forspoken is delayed. It could be officially announced at the PlayStation event, in brackets, not sure. When it comes to the return of PlayStation IP, account NGT later tweeted, I can corroborate that a new Sly Cooper and a new Infamous are in development. This is a lot of information to take in. Of course, naturally, we're going to take it as a rumor, technically speaking, because it is a rumor, but this is an insider that has been accurate in the past. So, what are my thoughts on this entire thing? A PlayStation event in March makes sense. We've always said it makes sense to happen. I've been saying it for a long time, and obviously it's been speculation, but based on the timeline, it really does seem to be the perfect time to have an event. March event would be the best. Probably end of March, really, because there's so many announcements coming up, and because God of War is really the only thing we don't know about in terms of release date for this year. So that, I think, is definitely solid. I feel like it's coming from many different areas, too. A lot of people are saying PlayStation's March event, but that could also be just because it makes perfect sense. In terms of Forspoken, I could very well see that could be delayed. How they would announce it, I think, is through another trailer and obviously maybe a community post or something like that to say, hey, we needed some more time. But they definitely would give us a trailer as well to come with that. They wouldn't just say, hey, it's delayed and that's that. The other thing is, too, Square Enix has been known to delay their games lately. I feel like it's not really a shocker for Forspoken to get delayed, even though it's coming out in May, I believe. Really late tail end of May, but still, I could definitely see that happening. FF15 got delayed, 7 Remake got delayed, Kingdom Hearts 3 got delayed. I mean, delays are pretty much a normal part of Square Enix's publishing side of things. I don't know. I'm not hating. I'm a huge Square Enix fan. Love Final Fantasy, all those games. So I'm really just being objective here. They do delay their games very often. So that's why I believe that could happen. When it comes to the returning IP, we just spoke about it in yesterday's video. There seems to be an IP that's going to return, highly popular, 70% complete, and happening at the end of this year. Well, apparently Sly Cooper from yet another source and Infamous continue to pop back up. I believe it was Xbox Era who said that Sly Cooper and Infamous were going to make a comeback as well. So, interestingly enough, another person says it. We'll see what happens. A lot is left to be known. And of course, naturally, we shouldn't take all of this as fact because we don't know that. It's very much still rumor territory. As for them saying that there are a lot of announcements that aren't going to be spoken about or shown, that's kind of a given. Sony doesn't always just throw all their cards out on the table. They always save something for their next event just to kind of have something in the pipeline to constantly show and feed their fans. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. What do you think is happening in terms of this entire rumor? Do you believe there is a March event? Do you believe that we're going to see a delay on Forspoken? Do you believe that Sly Cooper and Infamous are going to make a return? Please leave your thoughts in the comments. And next up, we're going to be talking about Housemarques New Game. In an interview, Returnal's director says, in quotes, it's early days with us starting a new game, a new IP, concepting it out. We'll see what comes with that. So this confirms, that's it. That's like a confirmation that we're getting a new IP and a new game is in production. There is no questions about this. This is happening. I do think we could still see a sequel to Returnal, but only if they have multiple teams working on it. That's the only way that I see that happening. Otherwise, if they do just continue to do one project at a time, then I think the new IP is it. Do I feel Returnal needs a sequel? Probably not. I think Returnal as it is a really good game, and I feel like it's a really good experience, and it really doesn't need a sequel. Now, if they decide to kind of take elements of Returnal and put it in their next IP, I'd be all right with that too. But overall, yeah, I feel like they should work on a new IP. I'm really excited to see what they do because Returnal was so good. At least to me, it was my game of the year for last year, so I'd love to see what Housemarque can put together, but I don't think we're going to see this game anytime soon, especially with it being a new IP. I'm saying 3 to 5 years at least. That is until we actually get our hands on the game, but I do believe that they're going to show off a lot more within the first 2 years of them working on it. Once they have some solid information or solid footage to show us, I think Housemarque is one of those studios that has a lot of potential. They've shown that they're capable. They have shown that they know how to make good games. And Returnal, to me, again, being game of the year for 2021 for me, like, it was a knockout of the park. Like, honestly, I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. When I bought it, I wasn't even sure that I was gonna really be a big fan, but apparently it ended up being the best game I played last year, and by a long shot. The second best game would definitely be Ratchet & Clank, which was good, but Returnal really had that amazing gameplay loop that made me want to keep playing. Even when I was getting my ass kicked, I still wanted to keep playing this game, and that's something that I'd like to see Housemarque do going forward. I really think that arcadey, competitive, difficulty type of game where it's not a scalable difficulty, it's one of those things that this is the game, you just got to get good, is a type of game that I really personally enjoy, and I feel like Housemarque should produce the games that they want. They shouldn't put restrictions on what they produce, right? Like, that's the one thing I always hate seeing, is when developers have to put restrictions on themselves because they have to fit in certain categories, and I'm so glad Housemarque didn't do that, especially with Returnal, right? They did add save states, which is completely understandable why you would want that, but in terms of just making it an easy mode, or pretty much making it in the situation where the entire point of the game where you have to start from the beginning is taken out, I feel like that takes the charm of the game away. I feel like that takes away what makes Returnal so special. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this PlayStation March event information that Account NGT has dropped in terms of Forspoken being delayed and the IPs that are returning? What do you hope to see at this PlayStation event, if it is indeed in March? How do you feel about Housemarques New Game in terms of being a new IP? What do you want to see them do? What kind of games would you like to see them do? Please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch and share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.